It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all see my name, put some respect on it.
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
Major show alert! You're now locked in to Trucking with LoShawn Parks podcast show. Come on, tell them about all the places you've gone to. Breaking down the trucking industry from entrepreneurship, fleet building, and money management.
I got a hustler spirit, I get it.
Whether you a new CDL driver or a veteran who's been doing it for years.
Took it to another level.
Whoa.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is it.
Bring them out.
Now here's your host, LoShawn Parks.
Ride with us.
Let's go.
Yeah. We are back with another one. All right. Another podcast show. All right. As you guys can see, the title of this podcast show that I'm here doing today is called, the hell did I name it? Let's Clear the Air. Let's Clear the Air podcast show, episode number 1. All right. This is streaming live to Facebook, also streaming live over on YouTube. To my Facebook people that is watching this live right now, I can't see y'all comments. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. I cannot see your comments. I can see your comments if you are on YouTube, though. I can't see those, and those are where I will be reading comments from. So if you are watching me on Facebook, you won't be able to comment, or you can comment. I'll go back and read the comment later on, but I will not be able to pull it into the live. So if you do have something of importance that you want me to know about or answer for you, you will have to head over to my YouTube channel, which is Trucking with LoShawn Parks. So you can see it in the backdrop right there. All right. So let's get the show started. Round of applause to everybody that's in here today. I appreciate y'all. I do. And as usual, I always want to say,
hello,
Yeah, definitely. Hello, what up? All right, so here is the quick update on what I got going on. I was supposed to be back on the road last week. Didn't make it on the road last week because didn't feel like doing it. For lack of better words, I didn't feel like going. I was on fuck that shit. On top of that, I had a lot of stuff to orchestrate with my fleet. So, and still not caught up fully on handling all the business. If the camera could show, my desk is like right here. My other desk is like right there. And this desk that is over here is full of paperwork, shit that I have to file, things of that nature that has to be put up. And I haven't had time to do that. So it is what it is. Typically, I don't do them on Fridays, but I am going back on the road. I already picked up, if you guys was on TB's live feed earlier today, I was on that live feed with him earlier, picking up my load. So I do have a hazmat load that I got to run up to New York. So paid very well, I will say, for sure. I paid very, very nice. I have about another month and 2 weeks that I am going to be working this new contract, this new venture that we're doing. And then I will be putting a team into the truck that I'm driving. All right. So if you catch me out on the road, don't hesitate to holler, say what up, walk up to me, introduce yourself, and we can have a little chat. Let's just try not to make it a seminar. Okay. I do like saying what up to the people who support my channel, which once again, round of applause to each and every one of y'all being here today, supporting the channel, showing me blessings. Make sure you do me a solid. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications when I do lives, because they are very, very not scheduled, nor are they planned. Typically, if I got time, I just put my podcast on. Some news. If you guys haven't heard from me or TV posting, we will be bringing back the TB and Low show, which prepare yourselves for it. It is going to be a array of laughter, jokes, just like how the TB and Low show used to be back in the Gap. And what I mean by the Gap, some people have asked me that before, and I said, what does the Gap mean? That means back in the day, for those that did watch or knew about the TB and Low show, me and Trucker Brown did have a show together. We are bringing that back with jokes, cracking on each other, cracking on people if you call in, because it will be a call-in show. Similar to this, we're going to be running it through StreamYard, and we're just going to be talking about any and everything. It doesn't necessarily going to be that it's pertaining to trucking. If we fall off in trucking, then that's what we're talking about, then that's what it is. Or we're just going to take it, basically wing it off of how the crowd wants it. All right. So we are going to be on some calling in shit. Okay. You can call into the show, ask us questions. We will lay down expertise advice from our journey in trucking. All right. And at the same time, if you call in on some fugazi, silly rabbit shit, yeah, it's gonna be joke time. All right. We gonna have fun. So if you ain't trying to be the butt of the joke, okay, I don't suggest that you call in on some foolishness. So yeah, we bringing that back, which I think that is well needed or much needed. Laughter is good for the heart, and the TB and Low show was a hit. Okay, for those of y'all that don't know about it or didn't know anything about it, we was basically like, for lack of better words, the Hodge twins in trucking. Everybody used to watch us, and if people say no, we didn't watch it, they're a liar. Okay, we were on fire, and we look to bring that back and have fun again. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. I think that's going to be coming sometime in June when I'm back off the road and I can be, with my setup and everything of that nature, so we can make it happen. All right. So that's what is the update on the TB and Low show, coming in sometime probably June. We should be back up and running with that. So make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend that them boys is back again with the jokes, with the cracks and all that good stuff. Right. So it should be fun. Looking forward to it. Like I said. Some things that I want to talk about here today is a couple of news articles that are mind-boggling, and I think that should be brought to drivers' attentions, fleet owners' attentions, brokers. I don't really think that what I'm going to talk about, it really pertains to a broker. It could, but it just was something that I was reading on Transportation Nation, which is a good source for finding out news information within the trucking industry, that they put an article out, a couple of them actually within the last couple of weeks, because I study this industry very, very heavy. So I read articles, I find out what's going on. I used to do a show called Freight and Rate Show, where I would talk about like lanes that were hot for the week, and depending on what division you was in, drive-in, reefer, flatbed. So I talked about all that stuff. If some of you guys may have remembered that, if not, I think you can go into my catalog and go back a couple of years. You will see that Freight and Rate Show. Not saying that I'm bringing that back, but to that area is where I still study that stuff. Okay. Now, in this other venture that I do right now, that I have a majority of my fleet on, is we do pull spot market freight. So I'm very vast in knowing what's going on and have to keep up with what's going on, especially with 9 of my units actually pulling that. So it's I need to stay in the know on that. So I definitely do study that stuff very, very heavy. And there's something in these articles that I find very interesting, that if this does pass through Congress, as they are trying to push it to happen, that this will affect a lot of owner operators. This will affect a lot of smaller fleets. This will affect a large majority of the industry, even to include mega carriers. But I do foresee that mega carriers will be able to sustain it, even though I think it will definitely take a dip in their profit margins. But once again, some mega carriers they insure themselves, or they have enough money to insure themselves, or to cover whatever major incident happens, that they got millions backing them on that stuff. But I still think that it is something of importance. Now, this was brought up before in the past, but it couldn't get passed because there was not the House was not, well, not the House, but I will say that the Senate was not made up of mostly Democratic Party to be able for this to pass through. Now, with the current representatives in the House and in the Senate, it is majority ran by Democrats. So Democrats tried to pass this before, when it was mostly Republicans in the Senate, and it was a no-go. Okay, it did not fly, but it's looking like that this may fly this time, being that it is majority House is Democrats and majority of the Senate is Democrats. Listen, I've been one to say that I am not people think that I'm a fan of the actions in the way that Donald Trump handled himself as far as social media, and the way that he handled the country. I was not a fan of Donald Trump per se. Okay. I thought he was a fucking hilarious dude. I ain't gonna lie. And I know some of y'all are gonna hate me for that. Okay. May try to unsubscribe and, oh wait, Lo was a Donald Trump supporter. No. But what I do support is the Republican Party. Okay. Now, there are stupid people on both sides of this fence. Okay. It doesn't matter if they are Republican. It doesn't matter if they are Democratic Party. They're equally, they're politicians. Okay. We don't really got to go too much further into politics and politicians. There's dumb people on both sides. Okay. People that don't deserve the position that they are holding. But what the Republican Party stands for, I believe, is, in my opinion, is built on what the American dream is all about. Okay. And that is, eventually one day, if you're looking to pursue to be an entrepreneur, okay, they back entrepreneurship, they back small businesses. And I said this before, that the Democrat Party does not support small businesses. does not support entrepreneurs, right? At all. And for that reasoning, I do not back the Democratic Party. It's not because they're slimy, grimy, or anything. It's just, to me, they do not support what I do, and I'm an entrepreneur, so they don't support what my business venture and my ideas are about. Okay. And once again, not saying that I was a Donald Trump supporter, because once again, I just thought he was a funny dude. The first president that we ever had that tweeted and stayed on social media as much as he did, which I thought was terrible. Okay. He should be handling issues a lot better than taking to social media with it. But what the Republican Party did do is, with us, when I speak about us, I mean those that are in the trucking space, they protected us, so to speak. Okay. You got a lot of rules and regulations that are coming down pipeline, right? And during that time of the Republicans in there, they weren't the ones that were lobbying and pushing for, the transportation industry to be such regulated like it is. That stuff is done by the Democratic Party. All right. And in this article that I'm going to read to you guys here momentarily, it shows that the Democratic Party, they want to regulate our industry. And when I say our, once again, I'm talking about trucking. Okay. They want to regulate the trucking industry so badly, to the point that they don't care if they put mom and pops, small carriers, small fleet, owner operators out of business. They don't give a shit. Okay. One, it doesn't fit their narrative. Okay. Democrat, working class, for unions, all that good jazzy shit, right? That's what they're about, is keeping you essentially under the thumbnail. All right. And raising tax dollars out of this world. Okay. And making you, as the American people, pay for it. So I spoke about this before, about the PPP loans, right? That were being handed out left and right. Posted on my Instagram, posted on my YouTube, in my community section, about these PPP loan scams that are going around, and fraudulence, and people that are using it in the inappropriate way for what it wasn't created for. And they're coming back now, auditing everybody who has received a PPP loan. And if in your audit it was not used properly for what the intended purpose of it was for, then I hope you got the money ready to pay them back for that. Okay. With penalties and fines. Okay. There's been stories surfacing all over the place on these PPP loan crackdowns where people are doing jail time. You got people creating GoFundMe accounts for them to help pay back the PPP loans because they used them for what they were not for. Now, if you guys don't know what PPP stands for, that is the Payment Protection Plan, right? So what was it supposedly needed to be used for? To keep employees on payroll during this COVID, during this pandemic. It was created so that you can keep your employees without losing them because of drop in business due to the pandemic. Well, we got people who has actually taken these PPP loans and gone and bought trucks with them, gone and started authorities with them, gone and used it for buying cars. Okay. There is a guideline that was handed out for this PPP loan that indicated how much percentage needed to go towards payroll and how much of the other percentage could be used to go towards utilities and things of that nature to keep your business up and running. But and we looked into this pretty heavy. Okay. And what I see a lot of people exposing themselves on the internet, as well as the young generation does now, they dry snitch, right? That's the hot shit. That's the hot thing to do, is to tell on yourself. That's how you get stripes, is to just dry snitch on yourself, tell the government what you're doing so they can know, like, oh, okay, let's come crack down on these people. But what I was seeing is that a lot of people was buying equipment and buying authorities with a PPP loan. That wasn't what the purpose of it was for. And once you get audited and they find out what you utilize that for, and if you cannot collectively show that you used it for payroll purposes, majority, 60% or something, I think like that, 60% had to go towards payroll protection, or maybe even higher, to keep your employees employed without having to lay them off. Whoo-wee. Your name is on the docket for the U.S. government. All right. That ain't who you want on your ass. Okay. You don't want the U.S. government on your ass. All right. They're going to go through all your books. They're going to go through everything. And something wrong, Jody. Jody is what you definitely going to be calling for, because they're locking people up for this stuff. All right. If I'm correct, I heard that the penalty on this stuff holds a $1 million fine and up to 30 years imprisonment. Now, will they give you 30 years imprisonment? Probably not. Okay. But they definitely are going to find you, and you could be on probation. This is a felony. Okay. This is a felony. If you did not use it properly, you have committed a felony and a scam against the United States government, and they coming for that ass. No, you can't. Ain't no lawyer taking that. Ain't no lawyer fighting the government. All right. So I hope that none of y'all, or if any of y'all did use it incorrectly, hey man, just if you used it incorrectly, just start praying. Okay. Or maybe you can put together your GoFundMe. Like a couple of people I've seen putting together GoFundMe to try to help pay back the PPP loan that they got. And they know damn sure and damn well that they didn't use it for payroll protection on a business. Okay. Everybody was just making up LLCs when this payroll protection came out. Like Charlamagne said, everybody was coming up with it. They was naming it after their last name, naming it Money Falling from the Sky LLC, Government Finally Paying Me Back LLC. Now they're going to create the I'm Going to Jail GoFundMe. Make sure you help them out. Oh, man. Epic failure for those who took the PPP loan and didn't use it right. There was actually businesses out here that needed to get that could not qualify or was not able to get it because the PPP loan went into the wrong people's hands. Okay. So I'm just trying to pass on the word that be careful what you ask for. Okay. The government ain't never given a handout on shit. I said this before. There's always a rhyme and reason to what they're doing. Okay. There's always a plot and scheme. And whether this PPP was utilized to crack down or crack heads on the scammers, well, I would definitely say that mission accomplished, because they're going to catch a lot of people that didn't use this the right way. So, yeah. Drop the Soap LLC. Oh, that was the wrong one. Where was that at? Did I miss it? I must have missed it. Somebody had just put it up here. I put up this one. My man Road Dog 719 says, "Drop the Soap LLC." Yeah, for sure, man. Had a super chat just come through. Let me bring that to the forefront. Anytime you send a super chat or you cash at me, we will bring your comment to the forefront. Andre says, "Not a trucker, but love your content. The feds have a 96% conviction rate going ahead. Mess with the IRS. Nothing is free." Appreciate that super chat, $5. And you're absolutely right. They ain't gonna play with you. Okay. You thought it was easy come, and you're gonna find out how easy. Because like I told somebody else, I said, listen, man, this was gonna happen. I said, look, if you got assets, they gonna own them. If you got property, they gonna own it. You got bank accounts, they gonna seize those. You will officially become the business of the United States government. All because you felt like it was raining money. Listen, they know how to set you up. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay. But let's get to this article right here because this is important. Okay. Important. And it looks like, hold on, let me take a look at something before I tell you. Did Trucker Brown just go and get the road podcaster? This dude. He sent me something. Let me see. Let me take a look. Because if he did, he know I'm gonna have to give him the big want, right? Oh, come on, bruh. No. I want to see this because you tagged me in it. Let me see. Okay, here you go. This dude goes against the road podcaster, bro. He needs it. Okay. You're going to need it, buddy. Because earlier today, the way your mic was sounding, I thought you was in the bathroom taking a shit. I thought you was in there taking a shat. SpongeBob, let him know what we think about him. The TV and Low show is going to be spectacular. I can't wait for it, bro. Fun times. Okay. So let me read this article here real quick. You know, it's always interesting that whenever I go live, everybody called me. Before I'm live, no phone calls. I don't know. I don't get it. But anyway, let's get to the article. All right. So some of you guys may have seen this. Some of you may have not. Don't worry. That's what Lowe's here for, is to put you up on some educational game. Insurance hike. A coalition of truck safety groups is ramping up pressure on Congress to hike insurance costs for trucking businesses. Just reading this already made my head start to hurt, right? Because I can already foresee where this is going, right? It's so bad. All right, let me get to reading some of this. Washington, D.C. This article was put out April 22nd via Transportation Nation. The Truck Safety Coalition, TSC, is ramping up pressure on U.S. lawmakers to impose a dramatic increase in insurance costs on trucking businesses. In a letter sent to the House Transportation Infrastructure, T&I, committee last week, TSC, a partnership between Citizens for Reliable and Safe Highways and Parents Against Tired Truckers, urged members to support newly reintroduced legislation H.R.2687, also called the Insurance Act. Ain't it funny how all these, when the Democratic Party gets into office, everything is a fucking act? Like they just drop in acts all over. The PRO Act law, which basically is trying to do away with people being 1099 contractors, okay? The PRO Act law. Then you got this one here, the Insurance Act law. Anything to go against truckers, okay? And I'm gonna give my overview of this once I completely read this to y'all. The bill directs the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, FMCSA, to increase the minimum insurance requirement for interstate motor carriers and index future increases to inflation related to medical care. All right. So if any of that was over y'all heads, let me give you a breakdown of what this basically means. So they presented this bill to the FMCSA, asking the FMCSA to up the insurance requirements for people that are starting their own authorities, carriers. Basically, they want to go through FMCSA in order to do that related to medical care. Okay. This issue is about grieving families and not enriching lawyers, TSC wrote. It is unfair, unreasonable, and unacceptable to burden innocent victims and survivors of truck crashes, as well as taxpayers, with the crushing cost of lifelong medical care, as well as financial responsibility for children, spouses, and other dependents left behind because of irrefutable, inadequate insurance coverages. So here's the deal. A truck has an accident with a car, and in this accident, the family or a family member loses their life. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to sue the paint off of this carrier, this company. All right. Because my loved one died. When most people don't realize that trucks do not cause majority of these fatality accidents or accidents on these highways and byways. Most of the time, these are caused by four-wheelers. If you don't know what a four-wheeler is, that means a car. That means a person who is not a professional truck driver, is not a professional driver, does not hold a CDL. They are, if you want to look at it in military terminology, if you will, for to break it down for you, they are civilians. Okay? They are civilians. So, being that I'm in my lane, just so happens they look down at their phone and they want to start texting, or they're dibbling with a drink, they lose control, they oversteer, and they cross in front of me. Bam, I hit them. They die. Their family wants to come at the trucking company as if it's our problem. Right? Interesting how that works. Interesting. I will continue on with this. It says, notably, more than 40 victims and the families of those injured or killed in big rig involved crashes co-signed the TSC's letter. Of course they would sign it, right? Because they lost family members and they feel like they should be paid for life, for this person's life. Now listen, life is all depends on, to me, how do you value somebody's life, right? Some would say that their life was worth is priceless. But if they really wasn't making, handling maybe their responsibilities, they really wasn't worth. I mean, should insurance companies pay out tens and millions of dollars if an individual, wasn't worth that? Well, once again, how do you place a price on a person's life? I think it is priceless, right? So if you was to settle up and say, look, we'll pay you what? Your lawyer is going to freaking want like 30 million for this. He's going to want to take half of your millions. So you're basically making the law firm rich. All right. You're probably going to get about 10 million. Was that person? I mean, who knows, right? Life is priceless, I guess. So anyway, that's for something for you guys to think on. All right, let's continue. It says, while the full text of the bill is not yet available, sponsor of the Insurance Act, Representative Jesus, also known as Chewy Garcia, which is a Democrat out of the state of Illinois, has previously expressed support for rising the minimum level from the current $750,000, which was last set in 1980, to as high as $4.9 million. Let y'all sit on that for a minute. Currently, it sits at, to start your authority, get insured, $750,000 is the requirement. Okay. And this was set back in 1980. Okay. Now, is it outdated? Of course. Okay. We're talking about 30, 40 years outdated. All right. But should it be set to as high as 4.9 million? Who the fuck has that? Premiums are going to go through the roof. People are going to go out of business. They won't be able to afford this. If people can't afford this, businesses go out of business. Who in the hell is moving freight from point A to point B, stocking these shelves? Who? Because it almost seems like they want to push all of these regulations on truckers and on truck drivers, on truck companies, to the point that when you push these carriers and drivers out of the industry, who in the hell is bringing product to restock on these shelves? Who? Because without trucks, America don't run. We know this. And if we don't know this, then you're lost. Everything that America utilizes comes on a truck. So by y'all wanting to raise these insurance rates through the roof to the point where owner-operators can't afford it, small fleets can't afford it, you're cornering the market to what? Only have the mega carriers pull it? When mega carriers aren't even the majority in the trucking industry. In case you didn't know, I just dropped a jewel for you. Mega carriers are not the majority. The majority in the trucking industry is the small fleets, the mom and pops, and the single owner operators out here. That is who the majority is. So if they were to do this and to make it where only these mega carriers could afford this type of insurance raise, now we're talking about stores not being stocked. We're talking about carnage. We're talking about people not having their medication in time. We're talking about stores not having food. You're creating a massive confusion in America to what? To see y'all piss poor acts and y'all piss poor whatever y'all have against trucking industry go away? I mean, I thought that they learned their lesson, right? From this COVID shit. You would think that America would have learned their lesson, because let's not get this misconstrued or confused. Trucking is a thankless industry. You know how many times we get cut off as drivers? You know how many times we get the middle finger thrown up at us? You know how many times everybody's, oh, these trucks are in the way. But if these trucks weren't in the way, that means that your stores aren't stocked. That means you're not getting the product that you need. But you constantly want to raise regulations and rates and rules in our industry, but don't want to give a damn thing back. Nobody in America knows about Driver Appreciation Week. You know the only people who know about Driver Appreciation Week? People in the industry. But you know something that they will go and blast is it's Nurse Day. It's Thank a Doctor Day. Give an apple to a teacher. But has any of them ever broadcasted on CNN and said, listen, this week is trucking or Truck Drivers Appreciation Week. Make sure that you go and tell a truck driver thank you, because without them, without their services, you wouldn't have the essentials that you need to have on a daily basis. Drop the bomb on them low, because you killing the game today. And people actually say that I don't defend the trucking industry no more. Oh, you think you're a fleet owner, so you talk down on the industry. I defend where defending needs. And at the same time, I am a raw, authentic person. Okay. No, I'm not the LoShawn Parks from back in the day when I was at Prime. No, I'm not the LoShawn Parks from 2-3 years ago. Nowadays, the way my content is, I'm going to give it to you raw. I'm going to serve it to you uncut. It's up to you to figure out how you want to accept it. I'm going to speak the truth. So if you come to my channel looking for, nowadays, that is, if you come to my channel looking for that powder coated donut, that sugar, give it to us sweet, don't give it to us raw, that's no longer my channel, because I feel that being blunt and honest with you guys is the best way to serve it. When drivers are doing wrong, I come on here and I tell y'all, drivers fucking up. Whenever I got an issue going on within my fleet, and it's something that a driver does and it just is mind-blowing, I come on and I tell y'all, this is what's happening to me as a fleet owner. And for the nerve of some people to say that I am actually on here, I come on now, oh, you're drama. You it seems like you always complain. No, it's just that you don't understand raw. I'm giving it to you fucking cooked. Now it's up to you how you gonna saute it. It's up to you how you gonna take the seasoning. But I'm giving you the bare bone. I'm giving you the meat on the bone. Excuse me. Super chat just came through from my man Salid. Appreciate that. He says they always start high on rate/bill hikes. We just have to continue to push back. I've contacted many congressmen over the years. Just continue pushing back on it and invest to grow your bracket. Guess you meant tax bracket. Appreciate that $9.99 super chat, Salid, for sure. Right? But you got to also think about your congressman who he got in his pocket, right? Who he got in his pocket? Is it the people that are against this, or does he have the people that are for the spike? Because if he got the person in his pocket that is for the spike and they're paying him umps amount of dollars, the highest bidder is what it comes down to. Who's the highest bidder? Period. And that's the side of the table that I'm going to slide over to. That's how these politicians work. It's the way of the world. Who's the highest bidder? And that is the way that I'm sliding to. Because at the end of the day, they really don't care about it neither here nor there. But who's lining their fucking pockets? That's what it's about. Is it an organization behind the truckers that's going to line my pocket with millions more than what this? If it is, then hey, I'm back in the truckers. Yeah, go truckers. But then if it's these people that are against these truck driving companies and feels like these truck driving rates should be at the 4.9 million mark, and they're dishing millions of dollars into them, guess who we going with? Hey, party over here. I'm hanging out. Yeah, that's right. Raise the rates. He don't care either way. One, it doesn't affect him. Okay? It doesn't affect him. He didn't give a shit. He's going to still tell you, yep, I'm with your party. Vote for me next term. That's how it works. Kiss babies on the cheek and tell you to vote for them next term. So they can keep on pushing their narrative, which their narrative it's not in the public. Okay, it's not out in the open. That shit is behind closed doors. Politicians' narratives are never in public. If you didn't know that, you just found out something. Their narratives are behind closed doors. They're signing off on shit that you would never know publicly that they signed off on. Hell no. No. Something to benefit them. Something to fuck you over. You'll feel the wrath of it, though. Don't worry about it. The wrath of it, or how you are going to supply them and benefit them, is, hey, tax dollars is going to go up, baby. All right. That's how you're going to fund them on their project. So continue voting for me, and I'm going to kiss a couple more babies. All right. That's how that works. Let me finish reading this here for y'all. Just last year, Rep. Garcia offered an amendment, to the Moving Forward Act, MFA-HR2, requiring the minimum to be increased to $2 million. So this Garcia fella, he up in the millions, okay? Democrat from the state of Illinois. So the Illinois, which has always been a Democratic state, yeah. To all my people out there that have trucking companies, this is what Garcia is doing. Insane. That legislation sailed through the democratically controlled House. Of course it did. Okay. But met a swift demise in the Republican controlled Senate. Now, this is when Trump was in office that they're talking about. So that sailed through the democratically controlled House. Of course it did. But met a swift demise in the Republican controlled Senate. Senate was like, nah, yo, get this shit up out of here. Fuck you talking about? Bye. Okay, bye. You're trying to do away with a lot of entrepreneurs, truck drivers, things of that nature. I will continue reading this. He says, however, now that Democrats have majorities in the House and Senate, along with President Joe Biden in the White House, TSC and other groups in support of hiking insurance requirements expect action on this issue, and they will likely get it. I read that verbatim. Okay. It says, and they will likely get it because it is Democratic House and Senate at this point. Remember, just a minute ago, I said that the Republicans that was running the Senate turned that shit down. So get that shit the fuck up out of here. Carries on, says Transportation Nation, TNN, has reported extensive in recent months on the renewed push to raise the liability minimum as high as $4 million and what impacts it would have on the trucking industry. In fact, in a TNN exclusive last week, we reported multiple trusted sources involved in the ongoing negotiations on this matter recently confirmed that the upcoming surface transportation funding reauthorization legislation, often referred to as the highway bill, will almost certainly include a provision to hike insurance costs. Y'all paying attention, man? Are y'all paying attention? It's coming. All right. This has been in the works. They've been waiting for a Democratic House and Senate. And they want to raise the rates on trucking insurance because they feel like it's not enough coverage for their family in case somebody passes away. They need to be $30 million richer. In a letter sent to the T&I committee earlier this year, the coalition said it was wholly unnecessary to raise the minimum, and doing so would do nothing to improve highway safety, which is a fact. It would do nothing to increase or improve highway safety by you raising these limits up, other than you putting great owner operators, fleet owners, small fleets, independent contractors out of fucking business to put less trucks on the road, which we already know the mega carriers are training facilities. So their drivers are going to be the ones having accidents. Okay. The rookies out here. And that is the truth. Proposals to raise minimum liability coverages are nothing more than an opportunity for the most ardent supporters, trial lawyers, to receive higher payouts from settlements at the expense of American businesses, the coalition argued. TransportationNation.com will have much more on this developing story in the coming days, so make sure you are a TNN member. Dog. How much more they need to tell y'all? What more need to be said? They've already come into the industry, regulated hours of service, haven't regulated nobody else's industry. Fuel prices rising. Brokers getting their cuts. Mechanic prices ain't getting cheaper. Truck prices ain't getting lower. But they want to put us completely out of business. They want to shut trucks down. I also read somewhere that mega carriers have backed a company with like $1.3 billion in autonomous, right? And I told y'all before that autonomous trucks is coming. If you think that they're not coming, you are out of touch of reality. Okay. Now, will that take away my idea of what's going to happen here is that they're going to make OTR basically be the, OTR is going to go away. They're going to utilize these self-driving trucks for OTR. They're going to bring them into terminals, bring them into hubs. And then from there, that's where, city drivers, local drivers will take it and deliver it to said place, said store. But I do believe that they are going to do away with OTR. Okay, that's what these autonomous trucks are coming to do. Period. And no, it is a lot sooner, coming a lot sooner than you think. Some people are believing, oh, it won't happen in my lifetime. That's 15, 20 years out the way. Bro, nobody's going to dump money into all of this technology, mega carriers, investors, dumping billions, not millions, not thousands, billions of dollars into something that they do not feel is going to go forth. Not going to do it. It has to be legitimate evidence there that this is a ground shaker. And that's exactly what autonomous trucks are, right? You take the driver out, you get rid of wage. Whoever has autonomous trucks can be a lot more profitable because they don't have to put a driver in the truck, right? I would be lying to you guys if I said that I was opposed to it and that I wasn't thinking of doing it. You fucking right, I'm thinking of doing it. Why? Because as a business person, as an entrepreneur, it puts more money into my pocket as a business. So would I explore it? You damn right I would explore it. Because it makes me money, more profit. Does that mean that drivers would potentially lose their job? Of course. But that is the evolution of the world. They're making things that can do everybody's job. Let me tell you, nobody's job is safe. Okay? Nobody's job is safe. I am not opposed to believing that they're going to make robots to fix the robots. Terminator style. Y'all remember? Y'all seen the movie Terminator? Terminator style. Humans fighting on machines, and what happens when the humans in Terminator try to fight the machines? They lose. Like, movies are symbols of what is forth to come. I do believe that. The first, here we go. Bring this comment right here to the front. The first self-driving truck will hit the streets in 2022, June or July. Does that look like that's 10 years away? It don't look like it's 10 years away. And some people believe, well, it's still going to have a driver. Maybe some of them will. But they're going to try to figure out that way of phasing that out. Right? Because they're going to make it simple how they build these hubs. It's going to be, these trucks are going to follow some type of fucking sensor. And people believe, oh, well, they ain't going to be able to back. Well, it's going to be fucking drop and hook. You know what I'm saying? They're just going to come in, back it into the dock on these sensors. The doors are going to be open from the inside or whatever, or somebody will come out, maybe a yard dog or whatever, move it forward, open the doors, boom, slam it back in there. That automated truck is going to slide over to where there's the next loaded trailer, and his ass is going back across the West Coast with it. That's how the shit going to go. I'm telling y'all this shit to be prepared because I do study this shit. I try to bring y'all information in my breakdown to this before y'all get yourselves in a pickle to where some of y'all out of touch with reality and ain't watching what's going on. I try to put y'all in a better position to be prepared for this shit when it does happen. Now, once again, could not happen 20 years from now. Shit could pop off in 5 years from now. Okay? What do we know? We can't predict the future, but we can damn sure see what the hell is in front of us. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. So I thought that was a serious topic to talk to touch on, to try to enlighten y'all. All right. Some of y'all have been watching me. Follow me on Instagram. Make sure that you do that. That is at LoShawn Parks on Instagram. Let's see if I got a banner up here for that. Here's my Instagram right here. Nope, that's not it. Oopsie. Bring that back down. Instagram right here. Instagram, follow me. Make sure y'all go send me a follow right now. Not now, but right now. Instagram at LoShawn Parks. All right. That's where I do post some things at. Also, that's probably where I do live feeds at when I'm not doing my actual in my studio setup. Also, you can follow me on Facebook. Oh, that's Instagram. Told y'all I gotta get this together. Facebook, LoShawn Parks. Follow me there. Okay. 2 locations that you can follow me at. And if you appreciate the information that I give out on this channel, you can contribute to it by either sending me a Cash App, that is $LoShawn Parks, or you can send me what is that shit called? Super Chat. Don't matter to me. Once again, you don't have to do any of that stuff. And the reason why you don't have to do any of that stuff is because, as always, this is sponsored by. It was supposed to pop up right here. Oh, it's because I'm clicking background. 3. It's always sponsored by Live with Lo, sponsored by PMG, Parks Motor Group, Inc. So I sponsor my own shit. You feel me? So that's what it is for right now. Okay. I do have some people in the works that want to advertise on this channel. If you are interested in advertising on this channel, all you got to do is send me an email. LoShawnParks@gmail.com. Let me see. Do I have my email up here? I do not have my email up here, but you can send a proposal to me. LoShawnParks@gmail.com. I'm not interested if you are trying to do a sponsorship deal on my channel. I'm definitely not interested in referrals. I'm not interested in any of that. It's basically what you're trying to do on the channel, what you're trying me to sponsor, and it's I'm gonna tell you my price and we cut the check type deal. All right. I'm not interested in none of those sponsorships where it's like refer these people to us and you get a percentage of who you refer. I'm not interested. Not doing it. Okay. Not going to do it. We're going to cut the check up front for X amount of service and for X amount of time. And that's how that will operate. Hey, check it out, man. In the comment section, does anybody have any questions I'll tell you what, we'll do this. I'm going to copy the link and I'm dropping it down in the chat right now. You want to come on and speak live with Lo about anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be about what I talked about today. This is what's on my mind. Okay. That's why it's Let's Clear the Air podcast episode 1, because I talk about whatever I want to talk about. Okay. But The StreamYard link is down there in the comment section. If you're watching me on YouTube, Trucker Brown, I see you in the building. The link is down there. If you're interested in coming in, come on in, brethren. Trucker Brown, if you hit the link, I'll show you how a real mic should sound. Okay. I'll show you how a real mic should sound and all that. All right. We do got a guest coming in here right now. It is going to be Malin King. Malin King, you are on
Malin King down. Jesus. Oh, man.
Yeah, right. Did I say it incorrectly, my man?
Melanin King Jermaine.
King Jermaine. Oh, okay. So you want me to say the King Jermaine, huh? Okay. So you want to be fancy, huh? So see, you should have named yourself King Jermaine up there instead of that extra part. But what's going on, bro? What you got going on? What's on your mind?
What's good? So when you were talking about like the automation thing, so my thing with that is, I think if it comes to the point to where we as a society, and this is getting off, I guess you could say, into some conspiratorial stuff, but if we are getting to a point as a society to where we're automating everything, do you feel like a universal basic income will come into play? Because a lot of industries will be eliminated because of it.
Absolutely.
Where, okay, and then I'm gonna explain that for those who might not have an idea of what that is. So that's basically like the government cuts a check for everybody, and then it may be a thing to where, like, basically people are like working on the robots, people are like programming them. You got your people over on your farms doing the agricultural thing. So there's no, and then I think that would like eliminate, would college even still be a thing then?
It'd be an afterthought, or everybody in college would be studying to work on these robots or to understand the technology. That, now, once again, that's my theory. That's my thought behind it. I could be far left on it. Okay, but as like you were saying,
but it makes sense.
Stimulating the economy, of course. Hell, they sending out stimulus checks right now, right?
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I think definitely, and I think that's one thing that I appreciate, the fact that you and UNTV preach. Like, get in a truck and do what you can to make your money, whatever lane that is, but don't have all of your eggs in one basket. So what I always say is use trucking to fund whatever your passion is.
Sure.
I don't, obviously I enjoy my job. I enjoy the industry and the challenges that come along with it, but this isn't my passion. This is what I use as a driving force to fund my passion. Like, I'm a car guy. Like, I love cars, everything. Not so much on the mechanical side, but more on the cosmetic and the technological aspects of the automotive industry. So that's what I would hope me being in this industry would be able to allow me to do. But use this industry and this time, whether you're a company driver, got your own little situation going on, or whatever it is, to fund different industries, whether you get off into doing the insurance thing, whether you get off into like investing, or because everybody want to be a coach, life coach now. That seems to be a popular thing. You want to do your own little life coach thing, use it to fund something, and don't just basically die behind the steering wheel.
That's a fact, Jermaine. Listen, man, I got the callers calling in, man. I appreciate your input on this, and we're gonna have to do this again next time I throw another show up. Call in as well. I'm gonna get a couple other people in here. I do appreciate your input on this, my man, and always stay smart and stay vigilant, man.
Most def, stay up.
All right, my man. All right. Thank you, Jermaine. Let me give him a round of applause, man. I think the young brother right there got his head on his shoulders. He knows exactly what he's talking about. Okay. Now, I have in the queue an individual. Listen, I think there's only one way to bring him on properly. Okay? It's got to be only one way to do it. I mean, I see him sitting there. He's thinking he's really something special. As I'm doing this, I'm actually looking for something here. So just calm down over there, little buddy. Okay. I see you down there. I'm trying to find your intro music. Just give me a second. We're going to bring you in with an awesome intro. Okay. Because I think that you do deserve an intro because you are a staple in the game of the trucking industry. 80,000+ subscriber. Guru Pitka is what he goes by, people. Guru Pitka. This is what he probably wants me to do.
Stop playing with my fucking name.
Oh man, you lucky I cannot find your intro. I'm sitting here looking on the computer right now before I bring you in because I really want to play your intro. I do. Oh well, forget it. I can't find it. Guru Pitka.
Hold on, sir. Hold on. Can you be quiet real quick?
On my
honestly. And look at Lowe's face.
You finally went and bought a podcast, a road podcast. You are so late.
I told you to go get it.
And you have my shit echoing right now. So now I have to go down here because you're using cheap equipment.
Dude, I have your equipment.
And take off.
This is why I love getting this, because I have your equipment, so now you can.
And I
What'd you
still
say?
hear you echoing. God.
No, because says we got to go in here and hit the button. Hold on, bro. Hold on. You see, this is just normal part of how we gonna do the show. I just hit it. Echo, look, cancellation. Can you hear me?
Now we don't hear the echo anymore. I mean,
now we don't hear the echo. Let's start it over. All right, we're gonna build a rule right now, okay? Because we both can't have sound effects. If you're running the live, you get the sound effects pad. I can agree to that.
Duh, listen, as soon as I find your intro music, I am going to blast it. I'm looking through my files as we speak, and I could just find it.
Bro, we can't start off the TV. I'm getting so many people on the TV and Low show that want it so bad. We can't start it off with you hating on the fact that I got equipment now. Like, you can't do that. Like, I'm looking at you on the big screen right now. Like, let's throw that out there. And it's like, bro, I'm getting my stuff together. That's the whole point. Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing? Gosh, I sound so good. Do you see how good I sound, Low? Now bring the people in. Now, everybody come in. Let's talk.
Like, I'm just confused on what you're talking about here, okay?
He's
it
so
like
mad that I'm together. You said what?
It sounds like hot garbage.
Why does it sound like hot? We sound exactly the same, sir.
I think it's this. It's about time that you got your mic together, okay? Because for the last couple of podcasts that you've been doing on your raggedy channel, okay, it ain't been sounding hot. Didn't sound like.
Let me tell you why. I didn't. When I came back from my meeting, it was coming out of using the mic off the computer. I didn't go into the software and cut it on. So y'all were listening to the laptop microphone. But that's
So
what that
was. It sounds like you had a bunch of low price stuff. Is that right?
Yeah, okay. I don't have nothing, man. Okay.
Anything about a low price?
You know?
So oh, yo, you know you stole that noise from Party Hard. I'm gonna throw you in the butt.
Oh,
That's my fault. You stole that from Party Hard, and if I was Party Hard, I definitely would put copyright strikes on you.
Hey, he tried to before. Since you brought it up, he did. I do have the screenshot.
My man Party Hard under the bus. Stop, because he helped me out with my road Procast.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that to him, Mike.
Listen, man, I'm doing so well in life. I live and let live. I'm not I'm not worrying about any past issues. God, this is great. Why don't you interview me? Honestly, like I'm always doing. Interview me. Let's go. What are we doing?
You want me to put you in the hot seat?
Put me in the hot seat, bro. Let's go.
All right. We're about to interview the Guru Pitka.
The Guru Pitka.
Somewhere else, I heard somebody said that you're not the Guru Pitka. But anyway, let's bring in the intro.
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
All right. It's all fake news. It didn't happen.
Right.
Bring in the longer version. He needs the whole music for him. 17 seconds. Let's do it.
It's called fake news. Fake news. You are fake news. Fake news. Fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen. It's all fake news.
The Guru Pitka. For the
Education. That's the name of my channel, people. For all the people who don't know, Trucker Brown. Go sub to Trucker. I need subs, man. I ain't getting no subs.
He needs subs. They say that his channel has fallen off and that you bought some subs and that you are out here unemployed.
Hey, man. Obviously I'm working because I couldn't maintain my lifestyle without it. But I just didn't put out where I worked at. So, and I guess that makes people very, very angry. And I get it.
So let the crowd know that does not know, even though I think that we share the same crowd for the most part. But if they don't know, tell them a little bit about the history of Trucker Brown and how long you've been in the industry, what divisions you've done. Give us a spill, please, will you?
Basically, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence. Can't nobody hang with my stuff. I've been working in the industry for the same amount of time as Lo. I think we even came in at the same. I came in March.
That's when I came in March 20.
Yeah. Which one? 12?
March 20. You might be a little bit more. I came in March 28th.
Okay, yeah, I came in at 13, so longer than you. I definitely been in the business for a minute. We call it 9. We just rounded up. We'll call it 9 years. I ran reefer, flat back and down the road, step deck, oversized tanker, brine water, fresh water, food grade. I've been at the mega carrier, the mega small carrier, a good carrier, bad carrier. I started at CR England. I'm CR England alumni. Y'all know what it is. That's why I started. And I basically am a nice guy, man. I'm a good guy. My life is going very awesome right now. My health is coming together, as you can see from the sheen from my body. I'm down to 173. When I got
What were you up to?
273.
Really? You lost 100 pounds?
No, I'm 273 now. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said 1. I'm 273. When I got off the truck, I was basically 290.
Wow. Okay.
And I just been doing that with I cut out meat, dairy products, stuff like that. Going to the gym every other day, elliptical all day, elliptical water, same old thing. And basically what I do is I just say what's on my mind and how I feel most of the time. I'm just not as I'm not as aggressive as I once was because life is going so awesomely for me. So I was like, why would I be aggressive? I'm just chilling. I'm doing well. We're supposed to be starting the TB and Lo show, but I can never catch up with LoShawn to figure out what we're really going to be doing.
That show is coming in June. We're going to light it up.
So you don't want to do it in the truck. You want to be at your setup.
Dude, see, this is what I have an issue with you about. You want me in the truck because when I get in the truck, I'm miserable. So that's going to bring out the awesome content for you to be just laughing your ass off.
Oh, yeah.
The enjoyment of look how mad Lo is. Just look at him. And I'm awesome. I'm over here eating Calipari Fondue and he's in there eating the silver spoon. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I do want that because I think the people watching will love it, but I do want you to be happy overall. I'm such a shaman right now. I want you to be happy. I want you to find health. I want you to do better. That's all I want you to do. So, and there's other things I want to talk about too, because I don't want to just talk about trucking. Like we can. I was figuring like we could do like in the daytime, we'll talk about this the usual, but like the nighttime stuff, I feel like we want to talk about things we're actually interested in. Like I just bought the Usman fight. And I'm really getting heavy into that type of stuff, and I would love to talk about that. That's about all the sports I can give you. I don't really know nothing else.
UFC. So you want to talk about men wrestling?
You prefer men running down the thing and jumping on each other in spandex. So what are you gonna do? Like it's the same thing, bro. Like what are we talking about? Like
Football is a man's sport.
What do you mean?
It's a man's sport.
Football. I'm not against football. I can sit in on it. I just can't do a whole live on it. So I'm gonna be pretty quiet. So we can talk about sports, whatever's popular at the time, popular news. We can discuss we can discuss them both. It doesn't really matter to me. My whole thing is that it is properly stored and used for what it needs to be stored for. That's it. And we can get back to where we were. Like Rich was just on my channel because I went live. I didn't know you were live because I had made a diss track against you.
I mean, that's what you do. You like to step on toes, but it's okay. Go ahead.
Exactly. So he came in, screwed that up, and was like, yo, low live right now. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna go crash his joint. But he was like, yo, y'all gotta redo that. Like, y'all gotta do the TV and Low show. Like, you gotta do it. He was like, you have to do it because everybody was on that. But my thing is, now we just have to do it smarter. You know what I mean? We have to do it smarter. We have to talk about issues that we think people want to hear. And we got to do it with the appropriate equipment. Back when I go back and look at our old videos, some of that stuff was in 480p.
Well, hey, listen, that was the rebirth, as you would say, the re-education and the miseducation. So we were just going off the whim.
Yeah, we're going off the whim. Now we're more set up in the position to take advantage of it. If it was to take off like it did before, we could literally take advantage of it. We could do it right. So I feel like it needs to be done because who else would this be done with? Like, if you really think about it, like, who else would this be done with?
Hey, I don't know. Who else is going to be, who else is going to be, funny? Who's going to also bring knowledge with it? We could laugh. We could be serious. So, I think that's what was dope about the show before, is because we were showing good, bad, the fun times, the shitty times, when Dirty Red was a fucking debacle. So
yeah, gosh, are we gonna cuss on there? Let's get the rules out. Let's break the rules out.
I'm raw, dog. Like, you're welcome to Trucking with LoShawn, but I speak raw now. Okay, I don't care about feelings. If your feelings is hurt, back out, unsubscribe, bye. Do not care. I speak speak the truth.
All right, hey man, listen. We can do that. Another thing too. I'll talk to you whenever you get off of here how it's going to be done. But I just want to do it in a way that makes sense. I want to do it in a way that is adding. We got to figure out what time of day. Like, I want to do it right. I want it all to be done completely right. Like that. That's all I'm interested in it being done. Right now, we sound ridiculous. Right now, like this sounds like we're sitting in front of each other.
Right.
It would pretty much be no different if you were sitting in front of me and we're on one Roadmaster and we're just talking. Like, and that's the thing, because with people's lives so busy, we don't live in the same city, because I don't do the East Coast. I'm a sunny guy. Like, let's get that out the way. And a lot of y'all like to live on the ground. I don't stay under 20 floors up. So that's another one too.
Oh, another one. Like, wow, you start getting them, ain't you?
So,
like, come on.
It's just one of them things. And a lot of y'all ceilings below. I don't do that either. So let's get that out the way. So we can sit here and do this, and we can talk, and we can I say what we should do. We should do a poll. We should do polls before we do the live. So we should say, all right, we're going to go live Friday. We should put a poll out Thursday afternoon saying with 2 subjects we want to talk about, and them tell us what subject they want us to touch on.
I think that's an awesome idea.
Exactly.
Idea. But like I said in the beginning, like, we're gonna have a subject, and then we have people to call in, and if you call and you on some funny time, you know what I'm saying, and you gonna make a fool of yourself, then hey, we gonna joke on you, you know what I'm saying, you're on joke time now, we gonna crack the jokes, and then we just gonna hit disconnect button. Next caller.
That's terrible. I mean, it isn't terrible. I think it should definitely be who's going to run the show through StreamYard? Do you want to be pulling people in and out and doing all of that, or do you just want to come in and talk shit?
No, dog. I'm not frequent with this yet. I'm still exploring you. I think you're like my 4th person that I've actually brought on to the stream, so I'm still trying to figure this out.
Because I've seen how slow it took for you to pull someone. I was like, dude, you're struggling, bro. Let's talk about that. Curtis is always keeping up crap. When Jermaine, when he came in here and you was like, oh, he sound like he has a terrible head on his shoulders. He's a terrible person. Like, let's throw that in. Bring Curtis in here for me, please. I know he's still in there.
He's not in the queue any longer, but you talking about my
ran
man Mufasa King James that he called. He said, "Listen, Lo, it's King James, bro. What?
No, his
bro,
name's Kurt.
put King James as your first in, okay?
His name is Kurt. Don't let him give a fancy name. His name is Kurt.
Slow down. That's my man Kurt. Yo, Kurt be supporting me on my sport joint. If that's the Kurt that support me on my sport joint,
yeah. All jokes aside, Kurt is dope. Kurt is dope. Do you know how to screen share the other things? Like I said, if we talk about something, you can screen share it and everything like that. You know how to pull it up?
Yeah, well, somewhat. You talking about like the share where you can share like websites,
Another screen.
Yeah,
but I see now we don't have to do that because since we got this, like I can play like the beginning of your
I
show.
read articles. I find out what's going on. I used to do a show.
Everything let's say we're talking about a piece of viral content, right?
I'm gonna need copyrights on that. I'm striking you after listening to that.
It's on your show, bro. So it's already yours. Yeah. So but what I'm saying is this. Let's say we're talking about some dude who a rapper getting shot. And we want to play a piece of the TMZ. We can just bam, play it right then and there. And we don't have to do the whole screen thing. And another thing too, I don't know if someone can call me and it come through. Let's see if
you got the Rode podcaster. It's right there. You can hook up your phone. You can Bluetooth to it, and they can come through.
I'm okay. I'm good.
Okay.
So you saying someone can call this phone, and we can just talk to them?
Yeah. You just turn the volume, the switch up to loud, and you can hear them come directly through the phone.
That's nuts, bro. I'm set, bro. I'm ready to go. You know, I'm gonna make 100 million with this thing. That's it. I'm about to run it to the balls off of it, if that's possible.
And now that you got a new toy, so I know you're gonna be like a kid at Christmas, and you're just gonna be sitting there playing with that all night, posting on his Instagram. So just go ahead and just give everybody your Instagram, so they can go and check that out too, right? Since you're shameless plugging.
You know what? Let's do this. Let's play what I did on the Instagram because I don't think they heard it. So let's play this.
That you, bro? Go shoot me, bro. Where you at, nah? You just thought you was gonna be hot popping forever. That's what you thought.
Bars.
No, baby. What I tell you every time. I want to do better. That's the point of the channel. That's the point of the Reaver, is to do better.
It's all fake news. Only stuff. It didn't happen.
Yeah, everything's popping in here. So what I do want to say is we're going to get our stuff together because I'm trying to go to the next level with the podcasting thing. Yeah. So y'all understand, it can't only be about trucking. It just can't.
Yeah, I don't want it to only be about trucking anyway. I think that when we get serious, we'll get serious with it. You know, we'll have the part of the show where we can bring in and we talk seriousness, and then when we're done talking about the seriousness, we're done with it. You know, and we're going to move on to the next thing.
Right. Like I feel like there's so many other topics that we can touch on. Like, first of all, I already have a normal schedule of talking about trucking. And that's usually like earlier in the day, when people are doing you know what I mean? But I feel like after 6, we should do a TB and Low show, and it should be about what's going on. It should be about whatever is going on right now in the world.
Right.
So if it may be so like you want something you want to touch on, like I'm not going to blow your spot up and do it on here, but like the last shooting or certain rappers doing certain things, you know what I mean? LSU losing, like things like that, like with something we can that's actually going on right now that people are feeling, and we speak on that at length. The main 2 people are going to be me and you, and we have the option to bring people in. Here's another thing too. If we bring people in, don't think you stay in the whole show. Please don't.
That's the thing too about it. It's like, at least on here, what I want to try to do is you got 5 minutes to state your fame, gangster. After 5 minutes, bro, if you ain't got it out, you got to go. I mean, that's how I feel. Like, all right, thanks, appreciate you calling in. Like, we can't allow people to be up here if we're running a show, a podcast show, and multiple people may want to call in, we can't have somebody sitting up here unless they're dropping information, you know what I mean, where they're a special guest. And of course, then, you know, they have a X amount of time on here as a special guest, but we just can't have random just holding the show for 20 minutes.
And just bigging themselves up. See, that's why I do this, and that's why I do that, and that's like, bro, that's cool. Then build a channel,
right?
Build a channel. We're trying to make a product, like a product that works, that's good, that's clean, that keeps moving, that's fast. I'm not trying to make it about a whole bunch of dissing. I'm not going to be doing none of that. Like, I want it to be an actual good sit time listen from the beginning to the end, where a person can sit and listen to it and be like, you know, this was a good show. This was a good show. Woo, woo, woo. The guy Trucker Brown's attractive. And we just keep on freaking moving. Like, that's how I want it to be.
The fuck?
You so mad I got my stuff together. I can see it on your face. It's the sour face for me. It's like,
you definitely got the bitter beer face going on right now, bro.
And that's how it goes. But listen, I'm not going to hold you live up too much. We'll talk more about it because I got to go and figure out what's going on with this and make it work. But other than that, don't do drugs and be happy. I'm outie 5.
And we're done. Okay. Trucker Brown, folks. Trucker Brown, thank you for coming through. The new channel or the new show or the remake or rebirth of TB and Low Show is coming back once again. If you missed that from years ago that we had, it was a phenomenal show. We are bringing that back, and you guys got to see a little piece of how we're going to be acting a little bit. It's going to be a little bit more crazier. It's going to be a little bit more orchestrated, but yeah, you know, we have writers and stuff like that, more than likely, that, you know, scripts and stuff like that, because we'll be following a time restriction because we have a certain window time. And then that's when also the sponsorships will come through and say, hey man, we want you to promote our shirt, our website. Hey, come on, come with it. Looking forward to it. Hey man, listen, that's my time for today. I hope y'all enjoyed today. We had a serious conversation in the beginning portion of this. And then as you guys seen, as we got to the latter part of this, we had a little fun with it. All right. That's my time. I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can keep up with the good content like this, or the content when I drop it like this. Knowledge is what it's about. All right. And also make sure you keep this in mind. Winners focus on winning and losers focus on winners. And we are winning all day right here with Trucking with LoShawn Parks. I had so much on my mind that I was about to say TB and Low Show. See, this dude and came through and messed my whole damn shit up. It is what it is. I'm out.
Thank you for listening to the Trucking with LoShawn Parks podcast show. Be sure to like, share, and hit that subscribe. And don't forget to follow us on IG at LoShawn Parks and Facebook LoShawn Parks. Until next episode, keep it trucking.